Oh boy, I'm gonna probably piss some people off, but I'm gonna say it. What is a cult? And how is the progressive left a cult? A cult is a group with an unusual, often harmful belief and practice, usually centered on a charismatic leader who demands absolute loyalty, exerts control over members' lives. Key characteristic includes conceiving control, isolation from external influences, exploitation, and rigid hierarchical structure. While the term cult often carries negative connotation, it also can be used to describe a group devoted to a specific ideology, which we will get into in a sec. Though in context potentially can harm, the defining factors is coercing, controlling, the resulting determinant to members' well-being. Now, what is the characteristics, not terroristics, characteristics, or the signs of a cult? Charismatic leader, thought control, isolation, exploitation, uncritical adherence, hierarchical structure, fear of the outside world. Let's go through each one. Charismatic leader. Number one. Right now, who's their leader? Right now, they really kind of don't have one. Except they kind of look up to their past leaders. But they don't got one right now. Second, what are they known for? Thought control. How do they use thought control? Media, brainwash, pushing agendas in people's mind. Isolation. How do they isolate? So, if most of these progressive liberals have already made it abundantly clear that if they see or are friends or know that anyone, that family, or if they're married to a Trump supporter, they will no longer associate with them. They will no longer associate with us. They will detach themselves from us. Because in the same way as like Scientology, we are kind of suppressive people. We're not very good people. We hurt their feelings with facts. So they isolate themselves from us. They separate themselves from us because they don't like us. Because they would rather associate themselves with people that have that same mindset, that same characteristic belief in the social justice warrior, keyboard warrior mentality. That's cult mentality. Tell me if this sounds like where I'm going with this, like the left, the progressive. Exploitation. Members may be subjected to financial or physical or even psychiatrical or physical exploitation to the benefit of the leader or group. Sounds like something that allegedly the left kind of have been doing. more often than not. BLM maybe? Perhaps? Financially? Kind of sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Puts a little hole in the pocket. Sounds exactly what we're looking at here. Uncritical adherence. Now, listen to this one. Members are discouraged or allegedly punished for questioning the leader or the group's doctrine. I wouldn't say as much as they're allegedly punished, but more they're discouraged and they kind of are made fun of. They're mocked. They're outcasted. And they're laughed at and they're mocked for definitely questioning what's going on. So, yes, I would say there is some uncritical adherence going on in the left thinking. So, I would say, yes, that kind of is a little bit of what's going on, because the progressive left do like obedience, and they would rather have obedience than no obedience going on. So yeah, there is a lot of that. Fear of the outside world. Followers are taught to fear the outside world, perceiving it as evil or dangerous. I don't think that the progressive left are really taught that, oh, the outside is dangerous, don't go outside, you're gonna allegedly just catch on fire or melt or whatever. No. But they are taught that if you're allegedly a person of color or you're not white-skinned, then you should fear for your life. So, yeah, the fear of the outside world kind of does go into the realm of social justice warrior type talking points that they do teach in liberalism and social justice when it comes to the progressive left and the Democrats. But also when it comes to, like, just anyone in general, they teach that any white alleged straight person with a pew-pew or a firearm, you should fear them. So they are kind of taught some things of fear in regards to, like, facts as well. Fear facts, because facts definitely are not something that you should listen to when it comes to MAGA. Obviously, that's what they're taught. Definitely something that a cult would obviously not want to hear, but they should listen to. But definitely something that when it comes to teaching from the left, they know so well that if you are taught anything, whether it's about your privilege or alleged firearm issues or justice issues, whether regarding the LGBTQIA or a certain demographic, don't listen to whatever some MAGA supporter tells you, because that is a lie. Which again kind of goes back up to the mind control. But they do fear not only facts, but they fear us MAGA, because they don't like us. Because they fear that we hurt their feelings. We know how to be toxic, masculine, white, straight men. And that's what they have to fear. So, reading off from a lot of this is from the cult characteristics and the cult mannerisms from what I read. This definitely sounds like something that the extreme left are really supposedly known for. And they claim we're a cult. But everything that I just read from, except for their charismatic leader, which they don't have one now because he's probably in the senior home. And she is somewhere, I don't know where, and the Obamas and the Clintons, I don't know, God knows where they are. Probably out allegedly trafficking certain people or doing certain things, and Obama's probably, doing booger sugar off of some dude allegedly, I don't know. It sounds like the progressive left are definitely a cult. Democrats, you might want to learn a little bit what a cult means before you start saying it, huh? I know it's going to get you a little butt hurt, and you might want to get the butt plug out of your butt cheeks there and start really learning what the word cult means and go through the definitions and start thinking a little bit about what you're in. Because what I just read defines what liberalism is, and socialism and progressivism is a cult. But conservative, couldn't that define what Trump is? No, absolutely not. Because none of this adheres to Trump and MAGA. None of this. None of this. A lot of this could adhere to socialism, but none of this could anywhere go to what MAGA is. Because MAGA is none of it. And this is another thing that cults do, is fear tactics. They love to use fear tactics. Why? Because that's what they know best. Again, when it comes to them and their cult-like mentality, they don't know how not to be scared or use fear tactics. Because when it comes again back to isolation, they don't want to be around people that don't think like them, that don't speak like them, or act like them, or have that same mentality like them, because they don't like having people that think differently like them, because they are scared. Because they are scared that if they question what they know, they might be outcasts, or they may be laughed at by their own people. And sure, having blue hair and a nose ring making you look like a bull at a PBR show kind of does make you look weird, but you can get out of it. You can get out of that mentality like that and learn to grow up a little bit and adjust to being in the real world and adapting to being not in a cult. It takes time. But that's because they don't want that. They want that control. They like being dominated for some weird, sick, twisted reason. It's just, ugh. It's weird. It's sick. It's vindictive. I don't know why. It's just nasty. But anyway, that's what a cult is. So, left, use your brain. Know what a cult is. See you guys.